Society gives you this promise, that if you're a lawyer, you make a lot of money. I have the privilege of training lawyers all over the United States. In fact, last week I was in Phoenix training a group of 25 lawyers. New York State Bar Association did a study about 5 years ago. The average attorney, 5 years experience in central New York, guess what they make? $50,000 to $65,000. Nurses make more. So whose perspective is all of this? That's society's perspective, isn't it? So what's the reality? The reality is very simple. How do you succeed in the new economy? The new economy is very different, but how do you succeed in life? It all comes down to this. So that's your question number 2. All success lies in others being able to identify your value. All success lies in others being able to identify your value. If you think you're valuable, that's really nice. That's really wonderful. Whose perspective are you in? You're in your blue again, aren't you? That's okay, but you may not get the results you're intending. So this is the silver bullet that everybody wants to look for. So what's the action step? The action step is you must be able to identify your natural strengths. Those things that distinguish you from all the other widgets in the room. You all know your widgets, right? Manufacturer, they make widgets. Law schools produce widgets. And so how do you distinguish yourself from the other widgets? I'm not being too cruel. I don't mean to be. I kind of, the safety of the 4 walls of the law school goes away quickly when you get out there. Because you must be able to identify your natural strengths to identify your true values. This is essential. So, if you identify your true strengths and create value, 3 things will happen. Number 1, you will be saleable. That is, people will want what you offer. Now that could be 2 things. If you're going to go out and start your own solo practice, which is a new thing they're doing, okay, coming out of law school, it's a new phenomenon we're seeing in this new economy, then you have to identify what others, being clients, will want. Okay? So you'll be saleable. Secondly, you'll have financial reward. That is, people will write you a check. They'll write you a check for your strengths and your value. And third, you'll have personal reward. And the personal reward is you'll actually like what you do. I love getting up and going to work in the morning. My employees love getting up and going to work in the morning. At least that's what they tell me. All right? The personal reward is not only will you enjoy your work, but you will find that others will want to be part of what it is that you're doing. And it all comes from what? Does it come from torts? Does it come from con law? It comes from you. What is your natural strengths? So how do you, now, don't misunderstand, you're going to need those things too, but they're a very small part of the package. They're just the opening. So what are the 3 essentials to become successful in a law practice? Whether you're coming, and again, we're up to question 3 on your success worksheet. What are the successes, the 3 things you need to become successful? First, you must create value. Think about your personal relationships. If you have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, some of you may have a husband or a wife. What happens if you don't create value in that relationship? You get the look, don't you? All right? So that's the simplest form of value. But in the relationship when you're going to work for a law firm or when you're going to start your own practice and there's a client sitting across from you, what is it to them? You must create it. The second most critical element is even if you have it and you've created it, if you can't communicate it in a way for that person that needs it to see it, you'll have it all to yourself. And it'll be absolutely yours to take to the grave, destitute. No, don't panic. Okay? So again, second, you have to communicate your value in a manner for others to be able to see it, not from your version of blue, but from their version of blue. And third, you have to sustain that value. If you don't sustain the value, someone else will step in and show new value.